Hi everyone, I am Deric. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna tell you the 10 principles of personal finance. Principle 1, knowledge is the best protection. When you know more about managing your money, you'll be able to make better decisions and protect yourself from financial problems. For example, if you know how to budget, you can make sure you're spending your money wisely and not overspending. If you know about investing, you can make smart choices about where to put your money to make it grow. By having knowledge, you can also avoid common financial mistakes, like getting into too much debt or falling for scams. Also, you'll be able to make better decisions about when to save, when to invest, and when to pay off debt. That's why we say, knowledge is the best protection. Principle 2, nothing happens without a plan. To achieve what you want, first, you need to set clear financial goals, then create a budget and stick to it. Make sure you have a plan for what you want to achieve. For instance, if you set a goal to save for a down payment on a house, then you'll need to make a plan for how much you will save each month and stick to it. This might mean cutting back on expenses, increasing your income, or both. Without a plan, it's easy to get sidetracked and not make the progress you need to achieve your goal. Remember, you'll always need to have a plan and a strategy on how to save your money. It could be by setting a certain percentage of your income, or setting a specific amount you want to save per month. Without a plan, it's hard to achieve your financial goals. So, after you identify your financial goals, just make sure you make a plan, set a strategy, and stick to it. Principle 3, the time value of money. The time value of money is all about understanding how money can grow over time. It's based on the idea that the earlier you start saving or investing your money, the more it will grow. One of the key concepts of the time value of money is compound interest. This is when you earn interest on interest, which means the interest you earn on your savings or investments is added back to your account, so that the next time interest is calculated, it's based on a higher balance. Therefore, the longer you leave your money in the investment account, the more it grows. Another important aspect of the time value of money is what we say, save now, spend later. If you start saving and investing your money early on, you'll be able to enjoy the benefits of compound interest and investment growth, so that you will have more money available to spend later on in life. Remember, the earlier you start saving and investing, the better you will be in the future. Principle 4, taxes affect personal finance decisions. It's critical to know the effect of taxes on the rate of return of investments. When you invest in a stock or a bond, the return you receive is not just the interest or dividends you earn, but also the capital gains, or losses, when you sell the investment. In many countries, these capital gains are subject to taxes, so the more taxes you pay, the less money you will earn from your investment. Taxes also affect personal finance decisions such as saving and spending. For instance, some savings accounts or investments are tax-free, while others are taxed. So, if you want to know where to put your money, and how to save more money, first you need to know the tax implications of different savings and investment options. This can help you make more informed decisions. Also, we should always compare the investment alternatives on an after-tax basis. From there you'll get to know the actual returns of the investments. Principle 5, the importance of liquidity. It's important to keep your liquidity, which means you need to keep sufficient cash, or assets that can easily be converted to cash in case of unexpected events. Make sure you are prepared for things like emergencies, unexpected expenses, or even opportunities when they come up. Let's say you have a car that breaks down unexpectedly and you need to pay for repairs. If you have liquidity, you will have the cash on hand to pay for the repairs without having to borrow money or sell something you own. Another example, you might have an opportunity to invest in a business, but you need to act fast. If you have liquidity, you will be able to take advantage of the opportunity and invest in the business. It will be good if you can create an emergency fund, which is a savings account that you set aside specifically for unexpected expenses. Ideally, it should cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Principle 6, smart spending. You need to know how to differentiate between what you want and what you need when it comes to spending your money. Things that are nice to have are not necessarily essential to you. You should only buy what you need, not what you want. For example, food, clothing, and a place to live would be what you need, but a fancy car or branded shoes might be what you want. Knowing the difference between wants and needs can help you make better spending decisions. Doing homework before the purchase means you search for different options and compare their prices before buying. This can help you find the best deal and avoid overpaying for something. Always try to make the purchase at the best price. Probably, you may look for sales, discounts, or coupons to help you save money. Another thing is to maintain your purchase. You may take good care of the things you buy and keep them in good condition for as long as possible. For instance, regular maintenance of your car or cleaning your clothes can help them last longer. Principle 7. Protect yourself against major catastrophes. It's important to have insurance to protect yourself and your assets in case something unexpected happens. Insurance is like a safety net that transfers the risk of a loss from yourself to an insurance company. For examples, if you have car insurance, it will cover the cost of repairs or replacement if your car is in an accident. If you have health insurance, it will cover the cost of medical treatment if you get sick or injured. If you have homeowners insurance, it will cover the cost of repairs or replacement if your home is damaged by a fire. Insurance is important because it can help you avoid financial losses in case of a major catastrophe. For instance, without health insurance, a major illness or injury could wipe out your savings and leave you with a mountain of debt. Without homeowners insurance, a natural disaster could leave you homeless and financially devastated. But there are different types of insurance available, so you have to know which types of insurance you need and how much coverage you need. Principle 8. Risk and return go hand in hand. The more risk you take on with your investments, the higher the potential return. On the other hand, the less risk you take on, the lower the potential return. If you want to save for your retirement, you might put some of your money into a high-risk stock mutual fund that has the potential to earn a higher return. But in case of emergencies, you should have some of your money in a low-risk savings account to make sure you have some cash available. The best way to manage the risk is through diversification. Diversification is the process of spreading your money out over different investments like stocks, bonds, and real estate. Through this way, if one investment doesn't do well, the others may offset the loss. Don't put all your money in one stock, because that will cause you to take a big risk. If that company goes bankrupt, you will lose all your money. However, if you spread your money out over multiple stocks, you are less likely to lose everything if one company goes bankrupt. Principle 9. Mind games, your financial personality. In fact, our emotions, beliefs, and behaviors can affect our financial decisions. It's important to be aware of these influences and to make an effort to understand and control them. By understanding these mind games, you can make better financial decisions and avoid common mistakes. For example, our financial personality can influence how we approach money, whether we are a saver or a spender. Behavioral biases can lead to big financial mistakes. For example, the sunk cost effect. It can make us hold on to losing investments because we don't want to admit that we made a mistake. Another example is mental accounting, which can lead us to treat different sources of money differently, such as spending money from a bonus to buy something that is useless, while being thrifty with our regular income. So, be rational with money. By understanding these principles, you can take charge of your finances and make better financial decisions that align with your goals and values. It's a reminder to be aware of how your emotions and thought process can influence your financial decisions. Principle 10. Just do it. Taking the first step towards your financial goals can be difficult, but once you start, the following steps will become easier. If your goal is to save money, it may be difficult to start by cutting back on expenses or increasing your income. But once you start, you will find ways to save more and more, and it will become a habit. If you want to invest your money, it may be difficult to start because you don't know where to begin or you are scared of losing your money. But once you start investing, you will learn more about how it works, and you will become more comfortable with it. Just remember, save now and spend later. The earlier you start, the better it would be for your future.